And killed 2 hunting dogs last year will serve a 1.5 year probation for the crime. News Channel 18's Tiffany Dismore was at the sentencing today and takes us to the scene where those 2 dogs were killed. Tiffany?
Jeff's 89-year-old White County resident Dennis Yerkes still doesn't understand why he was charged and found guilty of animal cruelty. Dennis Yerkes will serve a 1.5 year probation for shooting and killing 2 hunting dogs on his property in December 2010.
That was probably the most just part of the whole issue.
Yerkes doesn't believe being charged with animal cruelty, a Class D felony, was fair. He says he shot the 2 dogs in self-defense. Yerkes took News Channel 18 back to the field where it all happened.
Probably about 600 feet to the east here, I was working on a piece of farm equipment.
Yerkes says he heard a noise coming from this field, which was full of corn. Then Yerkes says he parked his truck right here next to the woods, grabbed his .22, and headed out that way towards the corn. And that's when he says he saw 2 animals come running full speed ahead.
I shot a couple warning shots. They didn't even phase them dogs, and they kept on coming, so I felt I had to do something, so I shot them.
A jury found Yerkes guilty of animal cruelty, something the Yerkes family couldn't believe.
So what could you do? You know, he couldn't run to the truck because we had freshly snow that weekend, and he has had quadruple open heart surgery.
The owner of the 2 dogs, Paul Applegate Jr., told the court he wasn't hunting on Yerkes' property. The dogs just got away from him. Yerkes says he always kept a gun near him when he worked because coyotes and wolves roam on his property. His wife, Mary, is thankful for that.
My husband did what he had to do to protect himself, and I feel like the other party was in the wrong because they were on private property.
Applegate was not at the sentencing, and his number is unlisted. A call was not returned from the county prosecutor in the case. On top of that probation, Yerkes will pay nearly $1,000 in fines and fees, and he tells me he will probably appeal. Tiffany Dismore, News Channel 18.